When I was in college, I took calculus, and my teacher had such a strong accent who sucked at teaching. Not only could I not understand what you were saying, I didn't learn anything. And it was so dumb because we took a college calculus exam. Mm-hmm. I loved math. I love math. You know, obviously stereotype, I'm brown, I like math. No, I enjoy math because, not just because of the numbers, but because of the way it makes you think. I love that about math. I had an amazing math teacher in high school. I loved it. I came to college, I took a calculus class, Calc 2. The professor sucked at teaching. I couldn't even understand what they were saying, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an accent. You know, it's just like I couldn't understand what you were saying. But then when we took our exams, if you got like a 48% on the exam, that was like an A+. I got a 39% one of my exams, and I got like an A- on it. And I was like, what did I learn? I don't even know what I put down on this piece of paper.
Right.
Versus now you can go to YouTube University and you can learn from somebody who actually loves what they teach, and they're going to put their passion into it because they like what they do. And if you don't like their style, you don't like what they do, just watch somebody else. I never had that option. If I had a bad teacher, I'm stuck now.
Yes, because sometimes only one or two teachers teach that one subject.
If it doesn't fit within your time, I mean, it's just the world is changing. Education is changing, and it is so important. And the thing that's going to be the slowest to change is going to be people, because people are resistant to change, hesitant to change. Why are people so scared of? Why were people so scared of the internet? Because
it was new.
It was new.
It was unknown.
Right. I remember this is a long time ago. This is back. I mean, this is before 2000, and you know, 2001 was really when the internet boom started happening. But before 2000, I was talking to my dad about buying something on the internet. And my dad was like, are you crazy? Like, it's a scam. Don't do that. You can't put your credit card, or I don't even know if it was a credit card. I don't remember how payments were done by then. Maybe it was a debit card or whatever. You can't put your information out there. It's so bad. Now I only shop online. I don't like shopping in person. You know,
we used to never talk to strangers on the internet, and now we have Discord communities full of people we've never met in real life.
I used to be an AIM person.
Yeah, I remember.
There used to be a chatbot, Smarter Child.
Okay.
I used to talk to Smarter Child, and I was just because that was like your first experience to like Alexa or Siri, someone you can like ask questions to, and I was like, hey, Smarter Child, like. I don't even remember. I would just say like dumb things. I was like,
how's the weather today?
Yeah, how's the weather or whatever. And they would respond to you. And like, I remember my parents didn't understand. They were like, don't do that. That's bad. You're giving them information, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, I got an Alexa in my room. You know?
Right.
I got...
in almost every room. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, world has changed. Times have changed. But the thing that's the slowest to change, it's people. And so when we talk about education, we're so ingrained with this idea that the way you become successful is go to school, study hard, get a good job. There's nothing wrong with getting a job, okay? There's no shame in a job. There's nothing wrong with it. Not everybody's meant to starting a business. Not everyone's meant to start a business. Starting a business is very hard. For the majority of people, you should not start a business, okay? It's just very hard. And there's nothing wrong with getting a job. But the way you get educated is changing. Because the education that we need is changing.
Right.
The education that we need is not just like it's funny. What is gen ed requirements, right? What are they called when you go to college? You have to take these like random classes in order to graduate. Is it gen ed?
Yeah, gen ed.
And it's like
science and math, and
those are good classes.
Yeah,
science and math is good. But you got to take these random. My brother, he was telling me that he took this. I can't believe I don't remember what the class is. Something about like dance education. Something just has nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with anything he cared about. I was like, why are you taking this class?
He has to.
I needed to graduate. I was like, how many credits is it? 4. I was like, how much is it costing you? I was like, you know, you're paying $1,000 a credit, right? Yeah. You're paying $4,000 to take a class on dance history, and I don't remember if it was dance history or whatever it was. I had to take those classes, but I slept through them. But it was like a nap for me. It was a very expensive nap. Now, look, there is a time and place. There's value in being well-rounded, okay? Ignorance in society is why we have so many issues. It's why we have racism. Anybody who says racism doesn't exist has not walked a minute in my shoes or anybody else's shoes. I have been called names. I have been punched. I have been hit. I have been spit on. ever since 9/11 especially, I have experienced racism in so many different ways. Just look at it, YouTube comments. You have racist, people that just say dumb things.
It's
Racism
terrible.
exists.
It's terrible.
You have people that hate people for the way they look. You have people that are ignorant about money. You have people that are ignorant about so many different things in society. And how do you fix that? Well, it's education.
Right.
We have to be educated.
So where does that education start, though? Because like I was saying kind of at the beginning, kids grow up, they go to school, and obviously they don't know any better to go through. So are you saying it starts with the parents, or is it on the school system to kind of teach? Like, actually, you don't have to go to college after 12th grade if you don't want to. You're a senior in high school. You don't have to go to college if you don't want to. Is it on them to teach it, or is it the parents?
Can you blame the school system? They don't know any better. Why doesn't a teacher teach kids how to become a millionaire? Because they're not a millionaire.
Right.
Why don't teachers teach kids how to become wealthy? A lot of them are not wealthy. Right? I mean, you can't teach something you haven't done that you don't know. Blaming the school system, the school system has to change. We have to preach, we have to teach creativity, teach innovation, teach that it's okay to be wrong, teach mistakes.
Critical thinking.
Right? You have to teach people to make mistakes. That's where a school system can change, is to teach people to think outside of the box, more collaborative work, teach people to create and to think. Then what do you actually learn? It's okay, is it the parents' fault? Look, I used to teach in Detroit public schools, guest teach there every single week. I love Detroit. The school system in Detroit sucks. It's unfortunate, man. These schools are so run down, man. Teachers are struggling there. A lot of these kids barely have money to eat. Some of their parents are caught up in drugs or prostitution, or it's rough, man. I used to go talk to these kids, and they don't see anything else. To them, it's normal.
Exactly.
Right? Some of these kids, I was talking to the teacher, became close to the teachers, and he's like, talk to these two kids. They're getting caught up in gangs. So I'll go talk to them, and they're nice kids, man. They're smart kids. They're hardworking kids. They just don't know any better.
Right.
Now, can you blame the parents? Well, okay, yeah, sure. Let's blame the parents. Why don't you teach your kids any better? Their parents didn't know.
They don't know any better either.
And so you get stuck in that cycle. But thank God, whatever you believe in, for YouTube. Because now the internet has opened up the ability to expose yourself to something very different. Before, it was only through books, which is a little bit harder to access, because if you want to watch a book, look, reading is hard. I suck at reading. Mm-hmm. You got to go out of your way, find the right book that you want. You got to read it and understand it, and then, and that's it. With YouTube, you can join a community, right? You watch Minority Mindset, you can join our Guac Talk community, free Discord server. That's the link in the description, by the way. But you join the Guac Talk server, and now all of a sudden you're around a whole community of Minority Mindset thinkers, people who want to be better financially, people who want to be better with their money, people who want to build wealth. Build a new community. But it started with the education on YouTube, right? And so who do you blame? Man, it's not that easy. You can't just blame one person, one entity. The reality is the world is changing. The world is changing faster and faster thanks to the internet, thanks to technology. And if we don't change ourselves, we are going to get stuck behind. And so
I
now
completely agree, yeah.
It comes down to the people, right? It's you need to just get that spark where, okay, I want something better for my life. You go to YouTube, you search, how do I live a better life? How do I get motivated? How do I be more efficient? How do I manage my money better? There are so many great channels on every single thing that you want to learn. And now you start learning, you start exposing, you can start picking and choosing your teachers. Some people are going to watch this, they're going to hate me. They're going to say, I don't want to learn from this ugly guy. But, it's people are they're going to find whatever they want. And you can start learning from real teachers. Education is the backbone from success, but this education is not going to come just from the classroom.
That's what I was going to say. I think the problem is, though, that people have to search that. They have to find that themselves, right? So especially in some of these areas where financial education or just education in general is not seen as a priority, now you've got certain areas where people are getting into debt, drowning in debt, they're going broke, and then at the end of the day, they don't know where to find financial education. They've never even heard of it before. So you obviously say you can go to YouTube and things like that, but it's never been a priority. And the school system isn't teaching it either. So now it's on each individual person to find that education. They have to make that effort. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah,
so people have to make that effort.
You know what sucks? What's crazy is you have a lot of industries out there that profit off of your financial stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
The more financially dumb you are, the more money your bank makes, the more money that certain corporations make.
Well, yeah, you just mentioned credit cards. If you use credit cards right, then you can be very successful with them. Yeah. But if you use them wrong, you're gonna run into a lot of problems.
I only use a credit card.
Yeah.
I don't have a debit card, and that's kind of bit me in the butt because I needed to pull some money out of an ATM because for whatever reason. But I don't have a debit.
You should get at least an ATM card or something.
I need to get. Yeah, I gotta think about that. But I don't have a debit card.
Sure.
That might change. I might have to get an ATM card or something just in case for these emergencies because it's happened once where I needed cash because I had to pay somebody and they didn't accept anything. But whatever. So, but I only have a credit card.
Right.
And I try to only pay with credit cards when I can because credit cards give me purchase protection. They give me fraud protection. They give me perks. They give me cash back. And so, is it going to make me rich? No. But I've made a decent amount of money through my credit cards because I spend money and I might as well get paid for the money that I spend. And I get protected because now if you have cash, you have $1,000 in your wallet, you get robbed, someone takes your cash, that cash is gone. You're not getting that back. Right. You serious?
Yeah.
But if someone takes my credit card and they go swipe it, which has happened, I've had my identity stolen, which sucks. But I've had, they took they spent $4,400 or $4,500.
I was going to say, I've had it happen too, but not like that.
They took $4,500 or something like that from my account, from my credit card. I called up, this was MasterCard. I called them up, told them what happened. Within 24 hours, that cash was back in my account. And then they fought to, figure out who this scam was. Yeah, I had to fill out some paperwork and do all that, but I got my money back. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide that goes over what passive income is, how to start generating passive income, and different passive income strategies. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.